Hi, YouTubies. It's me, Zachary Michael. Also, hi, hello. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well, divas. No, Zach, you're definitely muted. I don't think so. I don't think so, divas. That's not me nor my family. Anyways, hi, hello. How is everybody doing? Today we're checking in on a Dollar Tree diva. His name's the Crafty DIY Guy. We used to watch him a little more often, but it has been a while. He does a lot of actual DIY stuff, so sometimes we watch some Dollar Tree people who talk a big talk about doing some DIY crafty types of things with all of the stuff they buy at the Dollar Tree, but they don't actually do it. And Jamie does. Jamie does, although calling it DIY, calling it crafting, I mean, that's subjective. It's very subjective. And he also really loves to emphasize that things are high end. And rarely do I get the vibes from his decor that he makes that it's high end. This is the neatest anyone's background has ever been on as someone you're reacting to. That's probably true. I do think he keeps things really organized and neat. I think that's an accurate observation about him and his setup in general. He does seem to like to keep things neat, not cluttered. But yeah. Yeah, he's a high-end Dollar Tree diva. And the video we're watching today is called High-End Home Decor Dupes on a Dollar Tree Budget. Bar! Must try DIY dupes. I'm always curious. You all know I have a lot of questions about the way that some of these girlies are trying to really get the, like, what is it called? SEO? Search engine optimization, by putting certain words in the title, capitalize certain words more than once. Like, why do we need the word dupes twice here? Why do we need that? Why is that necessary? But maybe that's neither here nor there. Anyways, have I yapped enough? Should we just get to... I purposely picked something also today that was like a little shorter, because the past couple of days, the past few videos have all kind of been like some longer streams, so I figured to end the week we would do something a little bit more chill, you know? In case mom has the iPad and searches must try DIY dupes. I guess so. Just in case you forgot, these are dupes and not the real thing. T. By the way, I've brought We Gotta Ford Focus into my work life and people are loving it. I'm so happy to have that influence. Alright, if y'all are ready to get to, could you put some 69s in the chat? I'm gonna take a sip of this water, cause girl, I'm parched. The people watching this on the replay just being like, Zach, what is your problem? I feel like that's been the vibe all week, though, so... At this point, if you're still watching on the re-upload channel and you made it this far, hi, hello. Thanks for sticking by me, divas. Didn't the bedpan emote come from him? Yes, it did. It did, actually. That one that you're using right now, Jamie. And it's not actually a bedpan, but it certainly looks like a bedpan. I forget what I think it was supposed to be like a table tray or something. It was supposed to, you know, like how some people have like trays that they set on like coffee tables, or sometimes I think I see them a lot in like people who have big like ottomans. Like sometimes they'll bring it so that you have a hard surface to put on the on the whatever.
The Zach 11 bedpan, the Zach 11 bedpan, the Zach 11 bedpan.
Jamie, thanks so much for the bits. Appreciate it. Are you supposed to pee in it? No, it just looks like a bedpan, I think is what we decided that day. I think. Anyways, okay, let's shut the fuck up and let's get to, shall we? Wait, let me turn these captions on. Did I turn the captions on for this stream? I don't think I did. It gave up reminding me. It gave up on reminding me to turn them on, so my bad if people have missed it. I usually catch it way sooner than before the reaction starts, so my bad, divas. Thanks for your patience. All right, let's get to.
I'm bringing you more.
Oh wait, that's so loud in my ear. Okay, start over.
Today, I'm bringing you more viral Dollar Tree DIY dupes from some high-end stores that you are going to love.
Viral DIY Dollar Tree dupes. I'm just like, he's really trying to get all the SEO words in there.
My first project, I was actually inspired by barn shelves. I absolutely...
Wait. This is an update, though. Because he used to always talk about how these were dupes for things, but never really say what it was a dupe for. I kind of love this. If you're telling me you're gonna... Like, you're showing me these expensive Pottery Barn shelves, and then we have something to compare it to when you make whatever your Dollar Tree knockoff version is. I like that change in the content. That's a good update, Jamie. That's a good update, I think. Or maybe it's bad. I don't know. We'll see what the actual outcome is. But I see what you did there.
Love these. They're not in the budget right now, and I thought that I could maybe recreate something kind of similar for my fragrances. So
I also am obsessed with the idea of like being like, oh, these aren't in my budget. So instead of like trying to make room for it in my budget, I'm just going to buy a bunch of stuff from Dollar Tree and do that. Get the look. $14.50 to $249. I wonder if it's like piecework, and so like maybe just one of the shelves is $14.50, but if you get multiple, that's how it can go all the way up there. For his fragrances, how Amber Lynn coded. T.
I went to Dollar Tree and I grabbed 6 of these Crafter Square wood trays. Now, these trays are obviously much smaller than the Pottery Barn shelves that you saw. But
now, see, Diva, this is where I'm already skeptical. Now see, Diva. This is how I'm already skeptical, because those were big shelves. Those are big shelves. You full on got antlers on top of one of them. These are shelves for ants. These are some shelves for ants.
These trays are obviously much smaller than the Pottery Barn shelves that you saw. But again, this is going to be something that's for my fragrances. So you can easily recreate this and use it for your knickknacks or your little special treasures, whatever you have. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my trays, and I'm really just kind of laying them out and figuring out the best placement for these. I am going to be gluing these all together to make sure that everything is nice and solid. And in doing...
Listen, I know y'all want me to let him cook. I know y'all want me to let him cook. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. How are you going to call... Like, I already am calling bogus on trying to say that this is a dupe for what he just showed us. A dupe implies that you could change those things out without things looking suspicious. Like, it could replace those things. This is not what he just showed us in that picture.
That I'm actually using some Sure Bonder wood glue. Well, I tried. I need to reload my gun here. But I am adding my Sure Bonder wood glue now to these trays. That way everything is nice and solid. I don't have to worry about these falling apart. Once I kind of added my glue onto everything and got these set up in the kind of formation that I wanted, I then...
Okay, ladies, now let's get in formation. This is respectfully 6 flimsy crates hot glued together. That's what it's giving, yeah. Dupe is in the eye of the beholder. Is it? Is that the saying? Is that the phrase? Zach was so positive 1 minute ago. How quickly the night changes.
Started to stain these. Now, I'm going to be using this Minwax wood tint. It is a stain. It's a water-based stain that
it looks like diarrhea.
Minwax makes, and they make it in a variety.
It looks like diarrhea squirt.
of different colors. This is a walnut tinted stain, and what's great about this stain too is that it's a water base, so it's going to dry really fast, and it also cleans up really easily. So I'm just using this cloth. If you know me, you know I love antiquing wax. I didn't have enough antiquing wax to do this, so that's why I went with this gel stain. The cloth method is typically what I use whenever I do any kind of antiquing wax, but I'll be honest, the cloth was a little challenging to work with this round.
It kind of seems like it. This doesn't seem very efficient. It doesn't seem super efficient. If it dries fast, then maybe you should have done it section by section. I mean, true. Don't squirt it out in each box before you're ready to wipe it. Ooh. Who's up? Who's up wiping their well, never mind. Let's not go there. We don't need to start talking about wiping and rags and things like that. That's a past life. That's a past life.
It was absorbing a lot of the stain, and it just wasn't going as far as I wanted it to. So I grabbed one of my sponge brushes and just started working that stain all the way around.
Work that stain around. Work that stain around. You're going to have them squirt stains.
Add a little bit more stain in there too. And literally just kind of worked it all the way around until I could have, I worked it around until I got everything covered. I can't talk this morning. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the just a smaller detail brush and just kind of fill in all the nooks and crannies and corners there that I missed. Now, this is what it looks like hanging on the wall. I just used some picture hanging kits from Dollar Tree and here.
Diva. Sir. Diva, look at this square. A square is supposed to have parallel lines on the top and bottom and the left and the right. Diva, that's borderline a trapezoid. That's borderline a trapezoid. Do you see that? It's going like this. Like, that is not straight. And listen, it's Pride Month. Ain't shit have to be straight, but you kind of do sometimes want that a little bit. When it's coming to decor and hanging stuff on the wall. It's called character, damn. Not you expecting the square to be straight during Pride Month. Shake my head. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Sometimes straight is great. Sometimes straight is great, like in this instance. I'm afraid his fragrance bottles will crumble this thing. Well, also, yeah, show me this filled up with fragrances, because I'm not by what you're selling. The hot glue or whatever you used on this is gonna fall apart. Is this rage bait? I don't think he does rage bait. I've never gotten rage bait vibes from the DIY guy. One Bath and Body Works spray per box. I would like to see it with the fragrances.
Geared them to the back, and this is what it looks like with my fragrances in it. Now, this is definitely sturdy. I strategically put 2 hangers on the back in 2 different areas. That way I had some good balance. And again, I love the way this looks.
Wait, go back. I mean, I guess he showed me. I guess he showed me, huh? I'm sitting over here talking that shit. I still think it's crooked as fuck, but I guess it does do the job. It's definitely still not straight. I also am curious about this one ball here. And these, like, fake air plants or whatever. I am curious about those. Y'all familiar with any of these fragrances? Do you think Jamie smells good? He even put a little treasure in there. Ball of twine and fake plant. His cat's gonna love... Oh, he does have a cat. His cat probably will love that ball. Probably. I guess my thing is, why not put this one in here? I feel like you need this negative space. I feel like you need this negative space back. Maybe he's trying to detract from the fact that it's not a square. I wear Dolce & Gabbana light blue every day. All right. Okay, Dave. All right, Dave in the chat.
That way I had some good balance. And again, I love the way this looks.
Also, though, if you have to strategically place things so that it's well balanced. I mean, I guess he was talking about the hangers on the back of it, but anyways, whatever. On to the next thing.
Project number 2, I'm going to the party section at Dollar Tree. I grabbed one package of the large and one package of the small silver and white plates. I also went to the home decor section and bought one of these candlesticks.
Wait. Did you hear how he said decor? Zach's just being a hater at this point, probably. And you know what? I'll keep hating. I'll keep hating. I want to go back and hear how he said decor again.
Plates. I also went to the home decor section and bought
the home decor section. I also went to the home decor section.
One of these candlesticks. Now, the plates are actually plastic. They are a hard plastic. And I want to make sure that they are still pretty sturdy. So I'm going to glue 2 of the large plates together, and then I'm...
Is he going to show us what this is a dupe of? Or was it really just the first thing that was a dupe? Was it just the first? Was it just the first thing that he showed us a dupe? What is this supposed to look like? That's what I want to know. Because that last thing didn't look really anything like the thing that it was supposed to look like. That's the other part of this that matters. Maybe I'm being a hater because I was sold a promise that these were going to be dupes, and that thing looked nothing of the sort. She doesn't have the range.
I'm going to glue 2 of the small plates together. Now, for the purpose of the video, and so I don't have to wait 24 hours for everything to dry, I am going to go ahead and just use some hot glue. If you wanted to use something else, you surely could use like an E6000 or even a super glue. I am perfectly fine with my Shore Bonder glue. I did add it also to the candlestick, as you can see here. And then I'm just going to place this down in the center of the large plate. And then I'm going to glue the small plate to the top of it. I'm sure a lot of us have made tiered trays before, so I think you know where I'm going with this. But
Diva, I have no idea. Diva, I have no idea where you're going with this.
Going to give you a little twist, I hope anyway. At least it's going to be a twist for me. So once everything was dry, I think you will agree that it's actually really pretty the way it is. But I am going to kick it up a notch and take it outside. I'm going to be spray painting it with this Terracotta.
Marcia, thanks for the bet. Are these also going to be for your fragrances, Diva? Orange? He said terracotta. No, he said terracotta, not orange. This is terracotta. It's an important distinction. No, he didn't say salmon. He said terracotta. All right. He said terracotta, Diva. Isn't terracotta like a clay?
Terracotta spray paint. I love the effect that this gives, and I just love the idea of a terracotta tiered tray. Once everything was done, I took it inside.
Oh, that's terracotta. Wait, no, that is terracotta. That's giving clay pot. Wait. Wait. I mean, it's not giving high end. I don't know that that's giving high end to me. But it is giving terracotta. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Terracotta. Terracotta and her daughter, Ricotta.
And I am obsessed. I don't know, I think it almost has a cool like boho vibe to it. I wanted to style this as best as I could. I don't have a lot of like knick-knacky stuff right now, so I am just kind of using what I have on hand.
Why are we displaying these anal beads? Where did you get all of these balls? If you don't have a lot of little knick-knack things to display, why make this to begin with? Lots to consider. It's just like, oh, I don't really have a lot of little knick-knack things. Okay, then what's the point of this tray? Are those anal beads? That is not what anal beads actually look like, Diva. That is not what anal beads actually look like. No worries. Oh, maybe you could put your little rose toy on display there. This fake terracotta tiered cake stand is perfect. Perfect for displaying your rose toy as decor, as home decor. Maybe you haven't lived enough, Zach. Are you trying to say that I should try these as anal beads? I'm not trying to use anal beads in general right now.
But again, I'm super happy with this one. Next project, I am actually going to be doing a thrift flip for you, and I'm going to create an end table.
So it's not even a Dollar Tree? It's not even a Dollar Tree?
And I was lucky enough when I went to Goodwill to find this metal table base. It reminds me of a luggage stand, and since I had this old vintage suitcase that was kind of in need of some TLC, I thought that this could be the perfect way to repurpose this suitcase. I also have some of these plumbing fixture things.
Listen, I will say I love a repurposing, you know. At least he's not buying like cheap stuff from the Dollar Tree. you know, at least that's the case. You know, it makes me think of, did y'all ever watch Flea Market Flip? Where they would like go to a flea market and they would buy some like old furniture and shit. And then they would have to go, or maybe not a flea market, maybe they did just go to like thrift stores or something, but then they would take it to a flea market and they'd have to try to make as much money as they could. I loved that Flea Market Flip show back in the day.
I don't know what they're called. And a damp cloth that I'm going to use to wipe down my suitcase. Now, my cloth does have a little bit of all-purpose cleaner on it, and I'm not trying to get this brand new. I am just kind of knocking the dirt and the dust off of it. I love that original patina. I don't want to paint this. I am going to keep this just like it is. Now, for the base itself, I did take my suitcase and flip it upside down. You can see that the bottom of it is definitely seen some better days.
I'm going to leave it just like it is, except for drilling some holes in it to attach this table legs to it.
And there is even some tape that's holding together some holes that are on the bottom. I don't want any critters to get in there. Now I'm going to take that plumbing hardware and just straddle where I'm going to be putting the legs.
Wait, why are we concerned about critters getting in there? Why would critters be getting into this? Why is that of concern, Diva?
I marked it with a pencil, and then I drilled some pilot holes into the suitcase like so. I will say I didn't measure this as good as I should have, and I ended up having to go in and adjust the legs later on to make the table a little bit lower. So if you do create something like this, go ahead and measure it. I'm the king of eyeballing things sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't work, and this was a good example. So,
what does he mean his kids? I don't think he has kids. I don't think he has kids. Miss Girl, please use a ruler and level, please. Well, he doesn't... Listen, he's a DIY channel that doesn't measure. Leave him alone. Is he gay? He is gay. He is gay. I feel fairly positive from previous times of watching him that he is gay.
Once I had those holes marked, I did just go ahead and screw everything down. And
y'all ever have your holes marked and then just go ahead and screw everything down?
Made sure that everything was nice and secure. I put 2 of these metal clamps on each side of the legs, and then I did go back and add a third.
Y'all ever put metal clamps on either side of your leg?
Third and a fourth. So, well, no, I added a 5th and a 6th. So now I have 3 on each leg holding this onto the suitcase itself. Hopefully that made sense. I was even trying to figure out what I was saying as I was saying it.
I have no idea, Diva. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, Simmer Jan.
Heart.
Thanks so much for 51 months. I commented on your TikTok about Love Island today. It's neither the time nor the place right now, but lots of thoughts about it. Lots of thoughts about it.
Once my table legs were secured,
I don't hate it.
The table looks like.
I don't hate it.
I am so in love with this. This is exactly my style. This is perfect for my eclectic my eclectic home.
I like it. And his eclectic living room with his blue couch and blue curtains. So eclectic. With his beige walls. It's great for his eclectic living room.
General, I have a house that's over 100.
Is the couch gray or blue? It's giving gray blue.
100 years old, and I don't know, there's just something really cool about the vibe that I've got going on in the house that just mixes the old and the new, and I really, really love this.
Love.
And for my final project, I am going to be using one of these plant hangers from Dollar Tree. I also grabbed this welcome sign that I know is hard to see because of my shore bonder mat in the back there. And then I'm also grabbing this plastic bucket that I also picked up in the party section at Dollar Tree.
Actually, the real question is, does anybody feel like anything has been high-end thus far? Would you rate anything as high-end? I wouldn't call that last thing high-end. I did like it, but I wouldn't call it high-end. The, like, terracotta tier tray thing, I'm not calling that high-end either. And I'm certainly not calling that shelving high-end. At all. Looked cheap.
I'm going to go ahead and take my wood burning tool and just kind of, I guess, burn a hole in the handles that you see on the champagne bucket there that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And all I'm going to do is literally just kind of apply a little bit of pressure.
Everything is high-end in crafting. I don't know about that, Marsha, but thanks for the bit.
You can see that gun smoking. That sucker is hot. Make sure that you unplug it as soon as you are done with it. And it's a great way to do it. Now, I used that special terracotta spray paint once again on my champagne bucket. I just forgot to film it. And all I did was spray paint the outside, and then I flipped it over and spray painted the inside. Now, while that was all drying outside, I did come in and kind of start disassembling. Is that the right word? My
undisassembling? Undisassembling. I am kind of nervous about this because it feels like it could be the least high-end thing. Like, the welcome sign is not giving high-end whatsoever. So I have a lot of questions about that.
Wind chime welcome flower thingy here. And all I'm going to do is literally just cut all those chains off of it. I'm going to be using the individual pieces, though. Once I had everything separated, I then took my chain out of the packaging, and I'm actually going to be just using 2 of these chains. So I hope I did this on camera. Okay, I did. And first, go ahead and just kind of separate this hook at the top. That way you can pull those individual chains off. And then once you do that, you're going to take one end of your chain and the end that does not have the clips on it. And literally, we're just going to start kind of separating those Once you have it separated, you can just feed it through the hole that is on the welcome sign where...
Y'all feeding it through the hole? I'm so lost. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so lost. He started talking about feeding it through the hole, and I was like, what? Who? Who, Diva? What?
The previous chain was that was holding the flower. I just kind of used my lineman pliers here and just kind of crimped it all together. Now you've got these little holes on the flower. You can see I already trimmed one off because we're actually not going to be hanging the flower on the chain. And I just don't want to see those random holes there. Now,
Hate seeing a random hole. Hate seeing a random hole. The worst thing that could happen in my day is if I woke up and saw a random hole.
for the flower, because we are going to stick it on the pot, I need to put something in this kind of hole that's on the back of it because...
These holes, you always got to put something in your holes. Your random holes, the holes on the back of it, fill them holes.
Flower has that indentation, so I'm going to use my micro mini miter saw here.
That's crazy.
And all I'm going to do is literally just kind of line this up in the little mini vise here and just chop it. This is so much easier than using a hand saw or, you know.
Wait, this little tiny saw is so funny.
A butter knife or whatever you may want to use. Now, you can see it. This just buzzes right through there. If you want one of these, I have links below to a couple different variations of this saw that you can find.
I know
now
he's
I'm
got
just
them
going to
saw
glue
them
my
links.
block right on the back of the flower and set that aside. Once that is dry, though, I did want to kind of embellish the flower a little bit. So I took some green paint and just kind of started adding into the floral petals and to the center of my flower.
Why?
Once everything was dried, then it was time to go ahead and...
Wait, why green? Wait, wait, why green?
Attach the chain. You may remember that I told you to leave the larger hooks that come on that Dollar Tree chain at the end, and that's because you're going to be using those hooks to secure that champagne bucket, or now our terracotta pot, to the actual handles. And then for the flower, I'm just going to add some hot glue and stick it to the side of my terracotta.
Also, it's really hard to think about anything being high-end when he constantly talks about it all being attached by hot glue. It really is.
Pot, and literally just hold that into place until it dries, and then it's time to add a plant. I took it in my bathroom, and because it's a little cold outside for Henry, that's my plant's name, and I love the way this looks. I think it's super whimsy. I think it's super cool.
The welcome sign looks bad. The rest of it, like no drainage holes. No. Carly, weigh in. What do you think? I also think it's funny that it says welcome and it's like literally hanging in his bathroom. Also, are those fragrances I see that aren't on his high-end shelf dupe? Are those fragrances that he's displaying on his new shelf? But yeah, the welcoming into the bathroom is interesting.
I don't think anybody would really know that this was a plastic pot unless they touched it. I would probably not keep Henry in here long term. Henry will get a little heavy after a little while, but you could certainly add a faux plant or maybe even a smaller version of your own Henry.
So why did you make it? Diva, if you don't plan on keeping Henry in here for long, then why did you make it? Not fat shaming a plant is wild. Not calling Henry a big back. Y'all are so mean. Wow. It's been a while, Jamie. It's been a while. It's been a while. Why is Henry getting heavy? plants can gain. Apparently, well, I mean, plants get bigger. Plants get bigger. I miss him a lot. He is great. Love him. Marsha, I'm so glad you could join us. Also, I don't know if the YouTubies are concerned, but Marsha Crazy is in the chat today. And it's been a while since she's been here, so we're really excited to see Miss Marsha back in the chat today. Thanks so much for being here, Diva. I love it. Love to see it. And thank you for being here. It was a shorter one today because, well, I've streamed long. The streams have gone long the past few days, and so we just wanted to wrap it up. But thanks so much for being here, besties. Bye, YouTubies. Subscribe.